Today we're going to do a repair on a camera. We're going to attempt to do it anyways. From time to time I get tasked with a request to fix something, or can I fix it? So somebody asks me, generally I give it a shot. Figure what I have to lose. So today we're going to be working on, let's get the camera here. This is a Canon, let me see if it'll focus in there for me. Canon EOS Rebel T2I. It's an older model Canon, but I've done a little Google search on it, and apparently there's some problems with it not powering on. So that's what we're going to work on today. And I've actually I've done a Google search on it to see what kind of what other people have said and what other people have hypothesized that the problem would be, and apparently it has something to do with micro switches. So I've already kind of gone through it a little bit and have an idea of what I'm going to do today. I'm going to try to attempt to repair it, but just to kind of catch you up to speed again, this is the Canon EOS Rebel T2I. It's an older camera, and from what I read online, there are some issues with, apparently there's some micro switches that are on these doors. So there's two doors. There's a battery door on the bottom right here. There's a battery door on the bottom. Oops, if I can used to my Sony just popping up. It's spring loaded. And there's also a memory slot card door right here on the other side. So let's see if you guys can see that. See if you guys can see those. Yep. So yeah, there you go. You can see the battery door. I got a battery in there. It should be charged, or have enough charge for us to solve this problem. And then you have a memory slot door for your memory card. Yep, memory card's in there. So on previous examination, I saw that there's let me get my knife here. There's a really small micro switch that's in, let me see, get you in there. This in this battery door compartment or whatever is activated. It's activated by when you close the door. So it basically lets the camera know the door is closed, and to go ahead and power things up. So there's a little switch in there, in that little down here in the bottom. That switch I've checked, that I believe it is fine. But there's another switch. Oh, there we go. There's another switch that's right here in these little holes. It's really hard to see. But there's a hole right there's a little slot or space right there, and there's a little micro switch in there, and it's tripped by this little feature right here. There's a feature on this door that's supposed to go in there and slide the little switch. Well, what I believe has happened so far is the switch is not held in place properly. However, I'm not sure how it's mounted. I've gone and looked for some iFixit. Oh, matter of fact, I had it on anyway. I went to look at iFixit, look for a few teardowns. You see me, I'm turning it on right there, and I get nothing. No response. So I went to look at some teardowns to see if I can find the switch location on the board, to see if the switch location on the board, how it was mounted, and I could not actually find a really good picture of it. I'm going to just to demonstrate that that this is the problem on this particular camera. Try to trip the switch with the knife blade here. Let's see. But I went to see if I could find a good picture of just how. Oops, I can't see it. I went to go find a good picture of how that should work, or how it's mounted to the board, and I was not able to. So I had to just go, let me see if this will just press in there. That one didn't do it either. Unless my battery's dead. That would not be fun. Hopefully it's not. Let's see here. He said, where I had a flashlight. Oh, I do have a flashlight. Although you guys won't be able to see it, I can see it. There we go. Let's see if I can push this. There we go. So you guys see for yourself, it's the reed switch. The little micro switch in there isn't being depressed when I... Oh, well, it did at that time. So we got it right now. Hey, look, it's working. Let's take it off. Close it. Put it back on. Yeah, see, now it's nothing. So apparently, however that switch is mounted in there isn't really good, because it moves. It doesn't stay where it needs to be. So what I'm going to do, okay, there, it worked that time. What I plan on doing today is I'm going to take a little piece of plastic and see if I can use it as a spacer to keep that switch where it needs to be, so that this thing will come on like it's supposed to. Alright, so with that being said, see, I already have my little knife and stuff. What I'm going to do, like what I normally do, is I like to use whatever I can get my hands on, and I like to use plastic a lot. So I keep a lot of them when I buy stuff. I generally keep the packaging around for a little while, just in case. These are brand new, I haven't used them, but there's a chance that I can use this this plastic, which would normally be thrown in the trash. Maybe I can kind of use it as a spacer. So what I'm going to do is, let me see if I can get you another picture here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of this folded over edge, once my camera focuses here. I'm going to take a piece of this folded over edge, really slow focus there, and see if I can use it to kind of push over fill up this space and properly space this micro switch. Alright, let me go back here. For the most part, you guys know what I'm going to do, or at least you're already aware of the problem, because I just demonstrated what this particular camera's problem is. So if you're doing something like this at home, or if you're seeing this, you're searching YouTube for some help on this particular issue, and you found it as well, although you can't see the total intricate parts that I'm talking about for my exact repair. Hopefully this will get you in the ballpark for maybe a possible idea of your own. So what you can't see right now is that I'm looking inside at the switch, and it turns out that you can, the switch is moving. I was going to say shift. The switch shifts up and down. It shifts position. So when the little feature that's made to press it tries to go in there and press it, it's out of place. So what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to take some scissors. I'm going to cut a little piece of this plastic. And I'm going to see if I can wedge it in there. Let me see if I can wedge it in there and see if it makes any difference. I'm going to make it actually long, so let me cut me a piece. So again, I just keep plastic around. Not too much. I'm not a hoarder or anything like that, but I try to. You never know when you need a piece of plastic. Now you guys can't really. I know you probably can't really see this because but what I've done is I've cut a little sliver here. Yep. My camera will focus. Focus, camera, focus. I don't know what that. I'll know that better next time, that my autofocus is just very, very slow. Let's see, I've cut a little sliver here, and it's actually wider than it needs to be to fit into the slot, but I wanted to go ahead and just cut it wide. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut about and cut about an 1/8 inch, not even an eighth, probably like an 1/8 inch sliver off of it. Alright, got me a sliver, and I cut myself some. This might not actually be enough. And so what I'm going to do is, the goal is to take this little sliver. Let's mess up a little bit better on the camera here. The goal is to take the sliver and slide it down into the slot so that it adds a little space to the micro switch, keeps it from going up. I don't know how deep I can go in this slot. I really don't have any specifics on any of that stuff, so it's all going to be by trial and error here. Excuse me. Let me see if I can see if my hand's a little too big. Again, I went looking online to see what I could find information-wise as far as this. How this switch is actually in this how the switch is actually mounted in the camera, how it's actually held in position, and I did not find any information because it was everything I saw. Like I saw information on how to take the whole thing apart, but I was trying to avoid taking the whole thing apart because I just really wanted to get to the switch. Now, the piece of plastic did slide in a ways, but apparently it's a little too long, so it can only go so deep. But I did manage to get it above the switch. So what I'm going to do here, to this. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to cut this tail. I have quite a bit of tail on this piece of plastic here. I'm going to cut a good portion of it off. The plastic looks like a piece, kind of like I was going to say it's like a U shape. It's kind of bent over itself, so that it kind of wraps around the edge here of actual camera. Okay, now I'm trying to see if I can get it in past the switch. I need that one of those adjustable lamps. Oops, my piece of plastic popped out. Very hard to see for the camera, but we're going to try to get this piece of plastic in here. Let me see if I can maybe tilt this up. Ooh. See if I can tilt this up. All right. Okay, again. Well, today's video is brought to you by More Rich Media. Of course, that's my YouTube channel. And the official DJ games, which I need to do some work on. Now the game plan was, if I can get this in there and it shifts the switch like I need it to, then I need another hand. Oops, and I just lost my piece of plastic. Okay, all right. piece of plastic just flipped out. Landed somewhere. Oh, there it is. I see it. So again, the game plan here is to get this piece of plastic. What I'll probably do is I'll keep working with this. See if I can get it in there. And once I have it done, I'll show you guys the results. Granted that it works. I'm gonna put this down for a moment. All right, yep, 2 hands are better than 1. All right, so I was able to, using my other hand, one hand to kind of shift the, I didn't give me a lot of room there. One hand to shift the switch while the other hand push the whatchamacallit down. Let's see what we get. All right, it came on. Came on. You guys can see it for yourself. 3 out of 3. 4 out of 4. 5 out of 5. I think we got a winner, folks. All right, so again, I took a piece of plastic. Oh my gosh, I'll show you like an actual close-up picture because it's very hard to see. I'm gonna take some. I think I'm gonna take a dab of hot glue and see if I can glue this piece of plastic right in here. As you know, since it's hot glue, it's not permanent, but it's enough to keep it in here so it won't fall out. And as long as the user, the owner of this camera, doesn't mind it and they're careful with that, they got their camera back. All right. So I'll tidy that up and I'll come back with some pictures and we'll go from there. Be right back. All right, okay, so I'm back. I had to get my hot glue gun set up, and let me see if I can give you guys a little bit better picture with of what the actual repair kind of looks like. We can get a little focus in. It's coming, it's coming. All right, so if you can see it, there's a little piece of plastic right here. And it's folded over the lip of the body of the camera where the switch is held in place, and it's acting as a spacer. But I need to glue it down because I know this will be popped off and lost if I do not. So what I'm just gonna use my hot glue gun. I'm gonna see if I can hold it down on the top. Oops, I'm gonna move this a little bit. See if I can get my glue gun in there without burning a bunch of stuff up. Oops. It only really takes a dab, so I don't really need a lot. I'll probably just let it ooze off the nozzle and then try to position it with the screwdriver. So I just dabbed. I just let some of it ooze off the nozzle there. Oops. I don't have my... Oops. It helps to have everything together for yourself before you... Oops. I'm going to see if... I didn't really get it under. It was actually on top of it, but I'm hoping it'll spread around nice. Excuse my blowing. There we go. We got a little blob on there. Let's see. Starting to cool off a little bit. hopefully, I'm sorry, hopefully there's enough clearance that it won't impede the door. But what I'll try to do is once it's cool, I'll try to shape it up a little bit with the X-Acto knife. It looks like it's not going to impede too much. I like they had some clearance over there for something, but oh, you know what? Ooh, yeah, just saw a problem. Oh wait, no, the card goes out this way. Okay, I thought the card came out. I thought the card actually went this way. I was like, okay, well that totally didn't work because the card won't slide out. But no, the card comes out this way, so that really shouldn't be a problem at all. Oops. I know you guys can't see, but it helps me to see a little bit better. So yeah, it looks like I'm actually going to try to close it without modifying the glue bead and see if it'll actually. Oh yeah, I may not cut that glue bead at all. That way I don't have to worry about. Okay, so sensor cleaning. Let's get back in the light here. Turn it on. Bam. Bless the Lord. All right. Uh-oh. Actually hanging a little bit on the. I'm not going to modify that. I think I'm going to let the owner just have to be aware that they need to kind of pull it a little bit to get the door to clear. Try and trim this glue off a little bit. Well, that's it, folks. I mean, again, this is kind of a DIY. If you have this camera and it's been sitting on the shelf somewhere because you couldn't get it working, this may help you breathe some new life into it. I don't know what the official repair would be from Canon. So I'm sure they probably redesigned it in the subsequent versions of this camera. I'm sure they fixed it by now. Use different switches. But if you still have this camera and you want to use it, or if you've seen some used ones and you know, for sale somewhere, and it's like, oh, and maybe somebody said it didn't work. Well, hey, there you have it. You got a way to fix it. So again, this is the let me get back in the camera. I got multiple cameras here. This is the Canon EOS Rebel T2I repair, basically micro switch repair. This is the micro switch that is at the SD card door. So there's also one at the battery door, but that one was working fine. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up if it's helpful. Leave a comment if it's helpful. Try to make these videos every now when I get a project. And yeah, thank you for watching. Until I see you again on the next project. See you later. Peace.